So, very, very good evening, everyone. And this is another day of Be Agile Scrum. But the interesting thing is that in Agile Scrum, we are almost approaching towards the second last day of the last week. And after that, on next Friday, we will be transitioning towards the BA part of business analysis part of this particular track. So, yes, so today it is going to be very, very interesting after knowing the knowing the team and as well as their effort. So this is what is coming up. So stay tuned and let me share my screen also. So I'm sharing my screen. Give me a minute. So welcome to your intention. The intention to have getting what placed. So you remember that there is for a reason we are here together united. We are gradually pacing towards complete goal for which we are here, and that is one to uh, get started towards getting placed. And for that we need our goal to be protected, and this code of honor, not only this code of honor, for any goal to protect, we must have code of honor, and this is one of them. So like guru schools have 6 pillars to support you. In the similar manner, we have these 6 code of honor to help you to stay focused. And the very first one is showing up live. So this is a practice to be on time and be punctual and remain highly committed, so that while practicing this, once you I hear some background noise. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So by practicing this, you practice to remain always punctual and show up whenever it is time to any ceremonies of Scrum, and yeah, or any corporate team meeting. So by practicing this, you are ready to demonstrate this, and yeah, that is always going to be in your favor then. And why do we need to do this? Because it is said that what the way you do anything is the way you do everything. The second one is very important, that is being a full stack student. And because you are starting with learning, it means you are a student, and when you are a student, you are always requested to do all the assignments, and not only the doing assignments, also doing self research. It is not to limit yourself to what you learn over here, also expand that and relearn or learn something extra and repeat whatever you have learned. The third one is taking the full responsibility after learning and doing the research and doing all the assignments, because here you will start sensing the success, experiencing the success. But at the same time, when you don't do these all things, you will get towards the failure. And once you will have this sense that not doing is attracting the failure, and that time if you can take the responsibility that it is happening because something has not been done, that time this failure itself has become the trail to success, because you have acknowledged that failure. And the fourth pillar is the mindset. So on this journey you must have learning mindset, and that's why you are showing up every single day. When every single day and involved throughout the week, how by showing up on Friday, you learn. On Saturday you go back, you summarize your drawing and present us back what you believe you have learned, and you showcase the level of confidence and the level of commitment, and also the sense of more effort we need to have for you. And then Sunday you show up back, and then you learn a new chapter. Monday you go back and draw that, sum it up. Tuesday, to strengthen a step towards getting placed, what do? You simply show up for RRP session. Even though that is repetitive, you make sure that by showing up you are visible, and by showing up the visibility you earn the credibility, and by then you have the power to have marketability, and you give that force to your HR to continue to market your resume, so that you attract more jobs and more vendor interview. So I'm really happy the way you girls are attending our RP session and always visible. So really kudos to you for your commitment. So this is a small clap from me to you. And the fifth, but not the fifth, the part of mindset itself says that while these all are happening, even you are learning that things are repetitive, you have to go complaint free and remain positive. And while this is all happening, load yourself with the gratitude. These are the gems we are going to, those are going to contribute not only towards the towards your goal, but also towards the character, by showing what exactly you want to bring in your life, that strengthen that part, thereby to attract the job in corporate of America. And the fifth one is increasing this receptivity, having this mindset. How do you do that? For that, you have been given one, the strangest secret audio. And if you have not one, if you are not practicing this, stay ahead and continue to practice. This is said that when you listen to this track for 3 times, that's what Earl says, it is not going to leave you but to hit the success. But if you can't find time to practice this for three times, at least you practice every single day at least once. So at least how many times? How many times Earl says to practice and listen to a stranger's secret? By the way, am
Thrice in
I?
a day.
Yeah, he says thrice in a day, but at least once is needed. So yeah, thank you so much, Ruby, for answering. And yeah, so guys, when you will answer, it gives me also power that you are there, you are listening, and my words are not going in vain. So second one is that remembering the golden quadrant of learning. And golden quadrant of learning says that when you are on this path of learning, start any learning with the declaration. And when you declare and learn, then draw it. And when you draw, you need to summarize it. So here we do the declaration, and the declaration doesn't happen just declaration. It has to happen with the power of anchor. So we are going to set an anchor. Anchor is very, very important to set up the stronger dendrite connection, or strengthen the dendrite connection further to retain the information longer. So are you ready for the declaration, everyone? And we are going to thank you so much for your answer at acknowledgement. So what we are going to do, at the count of 3, we are going to give ourselves a clap, or we call it as a self high five, and then repeat what we see on the screen. By the way, are you all do you all see this highlighted text on your screen?
Yes.
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 Thank you. So let's start at the count of 3. Clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a
I am a
quick
quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others can learn
others
and
Can
master,
learn and master.
I too can do that.
I too can do
too
that.
can do
Can do
that.
that.
And once again, this self high five we are going to give, and then read this text what I just now selected for you. So 1, 2, 3, and go. Because I am an awesome learner,
Because
Because
I'm an
I'm an
awesome
awesome
learner,
learner,
today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me.
Today's learning is going to be super easy to make.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it is going to be because you just now said so. And while these all are happening, you are learning. Remember to be a giver, that how you can give away, how you can be remain the giver, and why you need to be, because that sets ego away on the path of learning. Thereby, you at least tell yourself that there are few areas, even if I know, I need to learn to practice to again strengthen that. And while this is happening, remember that this keeping your ego away also keep you spiritually grounded and gives more room to learn more and learn in a way so that you can teach them. Okay. And while this is happening, always remember to have an intent of charity. And why charity? Because when you earn, you just survive, but when you give, you grow. And having this intention of charity, charity means you can give away to any causes and anywhere where you believe in, to any needy person, always at least 5% to 10% of your income. And in case you are not having any income right now, and you just set an intent that after getting placed or after I start earning, I'm going to give away a certain amount. That intention itself gives the power, because here you start thinking about others. Okay. And remember, the moment you start thinking about others, you start not only inspiring yourself, but also to the universe, that start working in a favor, and you see the pace and speed to attract a new brand job for yourself. So always have this intent of charity to do 5 to 10%, because when you give, you grow, and when you receive, you survive. But not just to grow, but having the intent to inspire others, you must have this intent of charity, and start appreciating what you're doing and what others are doing for you. And even something does not sound that it is running in your favor, start appreciating that as well, because remember, every single step is preparing you for the next one. And it is said, what you appreciate appreciates you back. So on this note, do you agree to follow this code of honor to protect your goal? Just say I agree if you do so. So do you agree? I agree.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I agree too. And here I am presenting the slide from where we need to continue. And here it is in the fourth week. We were left over here. So let me know once you see the screen. Okay, can you see the screen, guys?
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So we were discussing last time about the team, cross-functional team, and self-organizing team. So yes, after this slide, I would request Prerna to take it up, and then we'll again continue after this slide. So self-organizing team and cross-functional teams. So what does it mean? So few part Prerna had taken last time already. So here we are getting into more detail of it. So as we know that self-organizing team or scrum team or development team is always highly motivated and generate most value. Remember, having this value is most important. By the way, let me ask you guys this question. What do you mean by the value at the work, and why you must have? I have talked about it in the past, but would love to hear from you. Anyone would like to answer this? Why you should get placed? Who can answer? And once you get placed, um, how how should you start working? Should you have any intent? Because this is a very powerful question. Yes, Radha, I see you unmuted.
To prove ourselves and to learn the new things.
Okay, that is one. So anyone else?
To add
Yes.
To learn
to add some value to the organization that you're working for.
Aparmita, okay, fine. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, Neha.
Sir, I'm looking for the place for the financial independence.
Financial independence, okay, fine. Prajakta, would you like to add? You are also on mute, unmuted.
Yeah, even I would like to place for the financial independence.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for being honest. Who else would like to share? See, in the past, financial independence is okay. Everyone, this is something core, for which everyone will be working. See, if you are listening to Al Nightingale, you understand money is there by default. But what else? Let me ask you.
Success.
Like when
Okay,
we perform,
To
like
show
we
my
not only
worth.
made the organization happy, but ourselves happy too.
can you repeat, Ruby? What did you say? Before organization is happy too.
So when you perform over there and deliver, whatever is expected out of you, you not only like make yourself happy and the organization happy, like both the ways it's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is there.
To show my worth, what I'm capable of doing.
Okay, Sharda, thank you so much for sharing. Uh, what else? Okay, Elizabeth, that's fine.
Success.
Success. Okay, success is there. Someone said for money is there. Someone says that show up my worth is there. Someone said that I mean to help to uh, make organization happy and at the same time myself happy too. Okay, that's totally fine. Everything is fine. And these are superficial answer. Let me remind you something bigger. The bigger is the example which I had given you. Did I give you some example of you withdrawing some amount from the ATM, and anyone remember? And what happens if you withdraw something not what was expected but lesser than that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you
It
give.
causes trouble and
Okay, so yes, Sneha remember this, and I think Radha also remember this. Anyone else, like
Yes,
Sharda,
you
Ruby?
said, yes, you said that like if you like made a software and software for the ATM
Mm,
machine, and it like if you want to take out suppose
mm.
1,000 rupees and the money is not coming, so like you will get angry and you will blame the people. That example I remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I want to visualize you something. Let me ask you this question. How many of you have watched the movie in late 80s or 90s, and that too Bollywood Indian movie? How many of you have watched? I know, I'm not sure whether Elizabeth has watched it or not, but how many of you remaining?
I
Anyone?
did.
Okay, Sneha
Me.
did.
Yes.
Me? Radha?
Okay,
Yes.
Pramita.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So almost you have watched. So what does it show? The kind of the person, the father of a daughter. So if he loses money, what kind of the problem he undergoes? Okay, imagine in 2000 years, in the year 2000, when ATM is all there, and he withdraws some amount, and that is not the expected but very lesser than that. So the same helpless father you can imagine in front of ATM machine and cursing the ATM and the developer and the tester and the business analyst and the entire scrum team. And what if the person withdrawing the amount would be from your family only? That time you will realize the severity of it. Okay, and if you can sense this now, it becomes the impersonal work from the person, and impersonal work gives you the power. It is just not only for my sake. I need to focus and help my organization so that end user will not suffer. You become more attentive and you start adding more value. And remember, Earl always says, when you have this powerful intent, the money will follow anyway. Okay, so yes, these money and everything are just superficial. It will just stay back, but your intention will stay ahead, because you are now started thinking about the end user. Okay, and you will that time come back with the more power and more interest in your work. You are not just going there to earn, but you are also going to add some value to the society, to simplify others work. And then imagine the kind of the interest you will generate, and the kind of enthusiasm you will generate, and the kind of celebration you will bring at the workplace after achieving certain thing. Okay, so with this note, what intention you must have in the Scrum team, I have given you the example. Are you able to connect with this example, girls? Okay, what kind of intention you must have? So everyone is able to connect with the content with the power of the intent once you start working. Yes, can I have yeses from
Yes.
you if you
Yes.
understand? Thank
Yes.
you, thank you so
Yes.
much for all the yeses.
Yes.
So the term self-organizing has been interpreted in a variety of ways. That's what it says. It does not mean that a self-organizing team always has to discard someone apart from them. It brings everyone together, and even if manager is not there, it showcase manager is not needed. We are self-sufficient. Project manager is not there, a so-called tag of the project manager. Product owner is himself is a part of this team. It also says that its project manager is not needed. A self-organizing team forms itself without outside interference, because when you come back in the sprint planning meeting, you volunteer yourself by looking at certain ticket or epic or user story. Hey, I am capable of doing this. I would like to pick this up if you are a developer or business analyst, to document it or to test it. Okay, a self-organizing team does not answer to anyone, because their Kanban board sometime answer. That Kanban board I had showcased you in the past. So this is where your work is visible, what you are up to doing, what is moving from left to right, that what you have done and what is still pending. So everything is visible. So this is a very first step to understand the self-organizing and cross-functional team. Thank you so much. So I'm moving to the next slide and would like to invite Prerna if she wants to add something over here, and we'll continue on the next slide. Prerna, would you like to add something?
Yes, a few details like what you have explained definitely applies. But when we talk about self-organizing teams, we just have to realize that the team which we have here is highly skilled, highly experienced, self-motivated, and they also have a lot of trust factor in each other. So they are like very closely knitted people working together towards the goal of achieving, sprint goal, or to have the perfect delivery for the customers. So we have to understand the mindset of these people, that they are already highly motivated and they are the best in their work. So that's why they never, they are not required to have any micromanagement on them, which is a very good part of Agile. So just try to understand how they function, what kind of work ethics they have, because this is very important when we actually work in agile environment and see everyone contributing. So that time this self-organizing part always comes in the picture, and you'll able to understand it personally. But right now, just try to get the meaning of this word, how motivated and truly dedicated they are towards the overall goal achievement in agile, which is very, very important. So tomorrow, if you be a part of this process as a scrum master, as a BA, you should know that you are on your own, though you have all the guidance, but by the process or by the definition, it's always assumed that you are a go-getter, you are a self-starter, and you are there to achieve your, all the targets. So that's it from my side, Gaurav. I just wanted to add this for the
Yeah,
self-organizing
thank you,
part.
thank you. Definitely. So even that is coming on way in the next slide. So would you like to take it
Yes, yes,
also?
I would. I would.
Thank you.
So here we learn something more about this team and their characteristics. So I'll just request, I would say, Aparmita to read out the first 2 points. Yeah, Aparmita.
Yeah. Cross-functional team has access to all the skills necessary to effectively deliver value to customers.
Mm-hmm.
A
Second point.
cross-functional team does not have to consist of all generalists.
Right. Thank you, Aparmita. Yeah. Can we have Ruby to read the next 2 points, please? Yeah, Ruby, can you hear me?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. A cross-functional team also does not have to consist of all specialists.
Okay. And the next?
You will generally find that a cross-functional team consists of a mix of people who have some knowledge about a lot of different areas and others who are stronger in one area but are willing to help out in other areas when needed and when they can.
Okay. So what do we understand from this? That basically when we say we definitely learned about what is to be self-organizing, but what do we mean by when we say cross-functional, right? So cross-functional simply means we have a lot of great mixture of people from different backgrounds. That means in the team we can have someone who is a domain expert in finance, or someone can be an expert from, per se, medical background, as in, as a domain point of view, or someone might have had a lot of experience into agile, and technology front wise, if we can have some expert from database, we can have some expert from Java or .NET, and things like that, or maybe some designing side. So what we say, that these teams have really good blend of people who has varied backgrounds in terms of knowledge and experience. At the same time they also have a good understanding of other work. See, as myself have a development background, it always used to help, though you are a front end developer, though you are a you are into website creation, and development of programs and stuff. But still, if you know the database, or if you know the back end, these are some technical terms, I'm just trying to make you understand. It will always help. Okay. Also on the same ground, as a developer, you can also do some unit testing and some other kind of testing, which will help testers, to make them realize how the functionality works. So all these things as a team really help each other to complete the delivery on time, and with a good quality. So here all these 4 lines simply mean that the cross-functional team does have a specialty in their own area of expertise, but as well as they also have an understanding of other works. So if you are a front end developer, you still have some knowledge about back end. They are not expecting you to work on them full fledged, but having the knowledge, if you could understand what is happening in the process or the project, if you could help other team members for maybe some development part, some testing part, some understanding part, from analysis part, it is a great help altogether. Okay. So try to understand that this is a team which has a lot of good experience and good knowledge, I would say, a proper training, and then they are there to help each other. So that is the best part. When we have just try to imagine having your school or your college friend circle. I'm pretty sure most of the friend circles, everyone had their pros and cons when it comes to the exams, or studying together. Somebody might be great in math, someone might be very good in English, someone might be very comfortable in science or some other topics. So all of you were a great blend when you used to sit for group studies, that everybody used to pitch in and share their knowledge and try to make the other person understand that subject very well. Okay. Are we able to understand this, guys? I just need to get some yeses or nos. Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yes. So this is what
Yes.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is what, as a group, as a team, we did in college and school, and this is what is expected to be achieved in an agile setup also. Yes, that's it from my side. Gaurav, do you want to add something here?
No, no. I would like to continue to the next slide. And yes,
Sure.
thank you so much for adding up this and explaining, Prerna. So
Sure.
yes. Uh, so understand this one. Let me resume this. So you can see the new slide where it is explained in the bullet points. How does it help? Can you see all?
Yes.
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 Thank you. So now, because we are understanding the cross-functional team and their expertise and how they are important and they are picked up. Okay, so who arranges, who in the Scrum team, who brings the highly skilled person and highly motivated employees together and make them self-organizing team? So who is responsible to bring all them together? Can you give me some answer?
Product owner.
Product manager. I mean, product owner.
Yes, exactly. He is
Product
product
owner.
owner. True. So understand, the people are coming, the experts are coming from all different domains. They could, a few could be the analyst, okay, one or two, QAs, developers, and they are master in their own area from different angles. And this team can be viewed as a team of cross-functional individuals with the different functional and domain expertise. That's what I said. Okay, so and their knowledge is going to add value over here once the team is formed. And as you rightly said, that product owner is the person, his one point string, who will unite everyone together. For example, if one effort is weakening in a sprint cycle, then in a cross-functional team, members with a stronger skill can associate and work with other team member to complete the sprint on time. And that's the reason, to make it more stronger, XP help. XP is the in fact PP help is the pair programming, where two people sit together and one become the buddy for other and take the responsibility and become the accountable for the kind of the work everyone is doing, and they become accountable for each other's work and help them to make it more fine-tuned and make it more quality oriented. And that's the reason it is always recommended and encouraged. It is always good to have the pair programming team working together. And a cross-functional team should be able to self-organizing and keep a continuous flow of features after every sprint. This is very, very important. Okay, because you're a cross-functional team and you are self-organizing, you have this capability to always follow the flow. Okay, and the feature evolving becomes visible. And every single time, even if you'll go in the sprint review, you see the kind of input you have provided, that becomes the output in the review meeting. And that's the reason encouraging employees to become cross-functional individuals create workforce flexible. Okay, so yes, it is not that hard and fast that this is the way. And here employee also feel more confident because of this approach. Okay, and expertise in one area and shallow experience across the board help in lowering defects and speed up cycle time. So understand, as a few of might be knowing the QA work, the testing work, it is not always deliver it. You cannot always deliver a completely defect free product, but lowering should be your goal. Okay, that in your work, at least you can take the responsibility that my work will not have the high priority bug or lower. In fact, having the intent to deliver a defect free product will give you the power to have a least defect in your product. Okay, and that's make you one great contribution inside the team of a bunch of cross functional. Okay, and the self-organizing. Why you must have this intent to have a and intend to have this thing, what do you call, having a my work defect free. because when you start thinking, you will be delivering with the lower. It is said that when you start thinking of the sky, at least you will hit the moon and stars. Okay, so thinking about the defect free will at least bring a product which has the least or with the lower priority issues. Okay, and that's where your work will be appreciated, and that's the reason it is the part of intent. And you understand here, it's all about, I told you that three secret of the agility in, when we started, it's all about the intent, soft skill, and the flexibility. So it's all about your intent. It's all about the, okay, Sharda has raised her hand. Yes, Sharda, do you have any question?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharda, go ahead.
So actually, my voice is not good. I hope you can understand my
Yeah, next time
question.
you can type in. Okay, don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What if the product owner tries to bring pressure over the team? Then that he need the work to be, like you said, defect free, right?
Okay, what did I say? Can you repeat that? The
So-
complete statement.
So lowering the defects, you were
Hmm.
explaining about that.
Mhm.
So what if the product owner is bringing pressure over the team? Then what can they do, or
So
what can they answer to the product owner?
Yeah. So, what kind of pressure are you talking about? Means,
He need to come that the work need to be completed maybe before time or on time, and the team is not able to complete in that sprint cycle, and the product owner want it on time.
yeah. So understand that. Thank you so much for asking this question. Understand that, as I said, that you are self-organizing team, you are cross-functional team, and product owner or any external force cannot come to you as a part of pressure until unless you showcase that you are lagging somewhere, until unless your contribution to the work is appearing towards the red, the pressure will not appear, because your effort is visible on the board, your effort is visible on the tool. Say for example, you are using any project management tool, or it's your task assigned to you are visible in Jira. Okay, and say for example, in first sprint we need to finish 4 works, and for every single feature, this timeline is decided, and if you are able to deliver that, that will not become the pressure. Okay, that will become the reminder to get going. And in case you will find that you are loosening up, and you are not providing the good quality of the work, you will start feeling the pressure. See, no one puts a pressure upon you, you start feeling a pressure if you find yourself lagging somewhere. Okay, if you feel that I'm not able to contribute and still I'm getting the continuous reminder, that becomes the pressure. Say for example, I'll give you one example. Say for example, you are every single day getting a reminder to take a mortgage loan against your property. Okay, you don't feel like to give the mortgage, but every single day you are getting a reminder. Okay, so do you feel pressurized? Sometime you laugh, sometime you crack a joke with the person who makes the call, or sometime you simply scold him back and you tell that I don't need it. Okay, in the similar manner you also get some other calls. Okay, do you feel pressure about it? But again, you want it, you have applied it somewhere, and now it is getting delayed, where you have already applied for the mortgage, and top of that you have received another call. You will experience, that is the moment where the anxiety is coming up. Anxiety is building up because you start preparing. Okay, I need it, somewhere I have applied it, and it is really not it is really getting delayed, and this person who is calling me is promising to get the amount disbursed against the mortgage of the property property within 72 hours and 24 hours or 48 hours. You may have some heated argument and you may scold a more little to the person who might have called. Again, you are self-organizing yourself. Again, the control is upon you. Again, the anxiety only come because you decided that you are not able to get your work or towards your goal in the decided time frame. So it's all about pressure will be felt if you find that your contribution is less. So this is the universal truth, that pressure is always felt there where contribution has become the less. I hope I have answered, because I have not seen anywhere the pressure building up until unless the contribution is not there. Prerna, do you want to add something in this answer? I know I have taken time and
yeah. I think we are good here. Yeah. Let these explanations sink in, Yeah.
Yeah. So Sharda, are you okay? You can type in quickly and just shorten it. Why? Yeah, thank you. So yeah. So understand this expertise in one area and shallow experience across the board help in lowering the defect and speed cycle time. So, and the next one is here, you see from the all different area, experts are here. This is a beautiful example. One is contractor, one is supervisor, one is cashier, financer, one is the painter, one is the carpenter. Okay, so this is how every skill coming together makes one self-organizing team. So use of cross-functional team reduces 7 kinds of wastage. One is called defect, another is called as defect, another is called as partially done work. Okay, so if you are doing every time half work, so that will also build the pressure. Okay, the paperwork will be less, task switching will be also the best. So this will also be pushed up further. Hands off and extra feature, any extra features are coming up, that will be lined up later. Okay, so this is how it helps in the, so these 7 areas you can remember, you can just take a screenshot of it and you can repeat it. Okay, so when delays, defect, partially done work, paperwork, task switching, hands off, extra feature will be eliminated, you see that you are on the way to speed it up. Okay, Sharda, yeah, quickly you can.
Actually, since we are into cross-functional teams, I have a question there. It's a cross-functional team, and we have members with skills, with different skills, and everyone majors in their skills. And suppose if a situation comes where the team members don't want to listen to what others are telling, and they are trying to impose some kind of leadership there, then will there be someone on that team to control them, or how does the situation go then?
Okay, see
Gaurav,
this.
can I just add something
Yeah,
here
please,
before you
please.
start? Yeah. So first of all, a very good question. But then let me be honest with you. In agile setup, though we are as a team, but the tasks are this is from my personal experience. Okay, the tasks are assigned individually. So when you say that if someone tries to impose their opinions or try to lead, so in such a scenario, what happens, even if they're leading or they're trying to impose something, that is their own opinion on a particular thing that they know. Others might not be working on that or might be following on that. Okay. So I'm not saying this doesn't happen, but to be very honest, this kind of behavior doesn't have any further consequences, because everybody is kind of leading their own journey. Everybody has their own set of tasks. If somebody is helping them, other team members, that's always welcome. But if someone is trying to be a little more over smart, or try to boss around, if I have to use that word, that doesn't generally count, because we have to understand everybody in the team is highly qualified and competitive enough, though they do not kind of fight or have a competition within the team, but everybody knows that what others are capable of. So the level of maturity and understanding we require is already there. So if I have to say, around 99% of time, the team is well mannered and well behaved. But yes, considering your question and your situation, the kind of situation you are trying to explain, even if this thing happens, other team members are well matured and they are well experienced to handle them, and they go ahead with their own tasks. So many a times you don't have to even treat them, because see, you try to assuming if we are in a team of 10 friends, and someone tries to boss around, and if that person has no other better quality than others won't even pay heed to that, right? You don't need to, because other team members are not dependent on that team member for anything and everything. Okay, you as a team can contribute your knowledge and share your experience, but if you're behaving in such a manner, others will simply stop responding. So I, from my personal experience, in such a scenarios are kind of handled by team itself. But if in case it gets escalate, or if the behavior is not tolerable enough, then yes, we do can involve Scrum Master, because Scrum Master is the closest person to the team in day-to-day work and overall management point of view. So that is what I wanted to add from my side. And thank you for an interesting question. Over to you, Gaurav.
Actually, my question was that will that have anything to do with Scrum Master?
Anything to do with Scrum Master means, see, I told you, we are not talking about, we are talking about people who are matured enough to deal in this such environment. So first of all, this scenario is not so common, though if we have okay, so you're saying the Scrum Master behaves like this, or you want to say if team member behaves like that, then
No,
how
if
Scrum Master behaves?
someone in, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. In such a scenario, if we feel that other team members are kind of disturbed, in case, then definitely Scrum Master comes in the picture. They can have their required discussion and talks with that particular person, and they can sort it out. See, this you're talking about is called as conflict resolution, okay, or team management. So that is a part of the overall process. But agile, as we say, it's a very specialized environment. Okay? Whatever you said right now can be applicable to a typical software development cycle or typical software setup, when we are not following too much of agile. It's a regular team members, and some of them might feel that they have some added edge over others, and such scenario can occur. But in case of agile, this the I would say frequency of these actions is quite less. But even in this case this happens, we do have the Scrum Master to talk to them and to resolve and to ensure that everybody's in line with the sprint goal and overall project goal. Okay, does that answer your question, or I'll just request Gaurav to add something
Yeah,
from it?
definitely. Yes, Prerna, thank you so much for explaining it so beautifully and so well. And I understand her question as well, that definitely you become the Scrum Master. And what will you do when you will be the Scrum Master and you are notified about it? Say, for example, if such thing is happening, that uh, a previous, or say someone else's opinion is being imposed on a team member. Now start thinking about from Scrum Master point of view and answer, Nishada, that if product owner is the person and he is trying to impose some new working style, and which is not expected or really not recommended, how will you identify there is something which is not normal has come up in the meeting? So will you be able to sense it as a Scrum Master?
Yeah.
How will you sense it?
By the way they are speaking, and it's not from the regular things that we discuss.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is one yardstick, but the important thing will speak is your work. Okay, your team's work. Somewhere you see that the quality of work is getting compromised. You will see that the speed of work is getting compromised. You will see the timeline is getting compromised. And by understanding this all, you will then try to dig it down, that where the things has where the problem has occurred, and thereby when you as a Scrum Master become the center thread of the connection, you will talk to everyone, and there will be a point with the using people skill because you are also master of that, being a scrum master, because you have to maintain that relationship within the team. You will understand that something has come up which is not part of the regular team, not a part of a regular agile self-organizing team. There you will sense that something is suffering, and that is the time as a scrum master or team can approach to the scrum master directly and can tell the concern. And what is happened through the conflict management, it has to be communicated. Okay, that work is getting hampered. You do whatever you feel like doing, but work has to continue. Okay, so if uh, the severity can become how much that a person decide to quit from the project. Okay, he decide to quit from the company itself. uh, if I understand your question, the severity can vary from lower to the higher, and it impacts the entire project. Do you think in such scenario product owner or project manager would like to take the responsibility of project suffering because of his one minor unusual interference into the team, and that might occur because of micromanagement? He won't. And when he can understand, when it will be communicated, you don't have to express your feeling, you have to just share your concern. Okay, when you become emotional and start sharing your expression, what is going to happen? It will hamper the personality and the person. Okay, but when you just share the concern, what is going to happen? You are trying to bring the resolution. So always share both the things, problem and solution, and just don't share only the personal problem, that I'm not feeling well or something, but say that how project is hampering because of certain thing which should not be done, even though I am every single day contributing. And thank you for asking this question. By asking this question, other people are understanding what is the potential, how being at work different scenario can come up. But always remember, you need to, being the agile team member and cross functional team member, you need to always and being a future scrum master, you need to take a note of it. Always make the environment of your team celebrating. Okay, the more you will celebrate, more you will experience the happiness. And today happiness is the new productivity that is seen in the project. Okay, so always communicate, always talk. If you won't talk, there is no point having the cross-functional agile self-organizing team. Does it make sense and gives more clarity? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
thank you
yes.
so much. So without talking, it happens that we keep on assuming that because this person thinks in this way, and that's the reason he wants to talk in this way, and that's how we let ourselves feel something different. Okay, which could not be the reality. And based on that feeling, what exactly happened, means our work also suffer, the team also suffer, and the complete timeline. Okay, so thank you so much for asking. I would say very, very important question, and every person will experience in the similar way. By doing so, he will attract this new project and new product owner just alike, or he will learn out of it, and he never faces the similar thing if he learns or she learns out of it. So was that helpful, this question and answer to others? Did you find it helpful?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. And this
If
can happen. That's the reason. And understand, remember one thing in your mind, that celebration is the key. And when you want to see it, go with that intent. Okay. So again, reminding you, intent, soft skill, and the goal. So these are very important. Okay.
another question, sir.
Yes, Shada.
If as a scrum master, suppose if I'm not able to handle the situation at that moment, then what should I do?
Raise your skill. Okay. So can you tell me that why means what could have happened that you are not able to handle the situation. When you will communicate the work as a scrum master, when you will say that the team member has come up, I'm talking to product owner, team member has come up and they have said that their work is getting hampered and they are not able to complete the user story because requirement is again and again changing, and even though requirement is not changed, the means wrong deadline is communicated to the team member. So instead of communicating that, can you send an email so that we all remain on the same page and this person will not get confused and do blunders in the user story? So this is what my proposal is as a scrum master to a product owner. So it will be really helpful. Otherwise, we will continue to go in the loop. So continue to go into the variation of the deadline. So then product owner has understood the problem. The feature will not be delivered because I'm communicating some miscommunication. I'm not really communicating the exact deadline to the person and trying to make her busy in something else. So he or she understand that the product owner, he takes the message from the scrum master and he will have to finally work on the concluded action plan. And the concluded action plan is that now he or she has to communicate the same change over the email, because scrum master has asked everyone has to be on the same page. Now scrum master will be the part of scrum team, not a scrum team, the scrum board of the team. That is for BA comes from the BA pool, tester comes from the tester pool, developer comes from the developer pool. For scrum master also there is a board, okay, and he will be reporting to that. He will also keep on posting how the protocols and guidelines are being followed or not. If not, then PMO comes into the picture, then escalation happens. But if with this way, with this approach, you communicate the problem along with the solution and impact of it, trust me, anyone, it could be any Tom, Dick, and Harry, he will understand that ultimately not only project is hampering, my job may also hamper if I'll continue to do so, because very clear communication has happened, because it was not just kept in the mind with with a hollow assumption and the thought itself. The complete picture has been communicated. So that's what I would say. So if you will go in the assumption mode, you will not clarify the problem and you will not propose the solution. Does it make sense to you, Shada?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, complete communication is the key. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, and this is the 7 vestige you must remember. Let's move further and understand more in the detail level. Cross-functional team members develop the process, they will work together. Every time improvisation is there, even a problem gives a picture and gives the power to the process to be more simplified. Okay, and even this is smaller problem, so everything comes in written. Even this will go into the board, Kanban board, which is the list of the tasks are in to do, then in doing, and in done or deferred. So everything is visible. So when you are bringing everything on board, even a meeting on board, that becomes the task. Okay, well, so remember, as a scrum master, even a meeting will be noted down as a part of epic or user story or as a task or action item, and that will be assigned to everyone. That becomes the reminder that every single day. So even a single meeting is happening, you are putting in your to-do list or in doing list. Everyone is understand who is working on what. Okay, and they will be able to sense the timeline. And when you are updating the outcome, so for updating the outcome today, the organization is working on means they work together on one tool. Everything goes inside the wiki page, organization centric wiki page. Those are definitely part of the Atlassian Confluence. So Confluence is the name of the tool. Okay, so did you register this? In Confluence, you maintain every single thing what undergoes in the communication. So you can take a note of it. Confluence, Wiki Confluence. Okay, so just take a note. I just pause over here. So I understood that by now you might have taken a note of it. So understand the next bullet point. The business domain experts in the team give continuous feedback, which helps to shorten the cycle time and guides the team members when to stop overdosing on a feature so that business value can be realized in timely manner. I would like to give you one example over here. Mirror is used for what? Can someone tell me? I know that this example is uh, uh, you will find it really something funny, but still, tell me, mirror is used for what?
To reflect.
To reflect. Thank you so much. And to just reflect upon yourself and to understand yourself and to look back at yourself, that how it is going on. And exactly what happens when first time you show up in front of mirror, you adjust something, you correct something, and you move on. Imagine if you come back towards the mirror and you keep on correcting yourself, and in a manner, now you are looking at the mirror, now you will decide to even correct the mirror, and you keep on adding a new design, decoration, and new frames towards the mirror. There will be a point you will find just a dot in the mirror, and around the dot all the designs are there. That mirror will not remain useful to reflect upon yourself. Okay, in the similar manner, sometimes we go in a so much perfection mode that even we forget the agile value and principle talks about working software. So always it remains connected over there, that my feature has to always be working. Okay, I should not unnecessarily keeping on adding some new feature and just spend time just correcting on a feature. If something is taking time, communicate and move on. Okay, and take something new. So now it will become the responsibility of the different team member. It could be the scrum master and product owner to understand this is a time consuming. So that's the reason the person has communicated and he has picked up something else, and he or she will come back. Or if he finds that other team member is really taking time to convey, he can pass it on to someone else, or he will understand that it will be taken at the last. But again, everything should become the part of communication. Do you understand why you should not be delaying? Otherwise it is going to hamper the complete timeline of the project, and for that you need to communicate. Do you understand the importance of it, everyone?
Yes.
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 Yeah, please do communicate. Otherwise, if you won't, it will bounce back on you in the various way. So now the third point says, uh, cross-functional teams are more productive than teams with similar skilled people working on a similar project. Yes, with the same approach, the journey will become longer, and even the destination will look more bigger. Okay, so for that, people from the different skill, when they come together, they sail the boat faster. Okay, because they have a different power, different capability, and different capacity to deliver. And that's the reason it brings them a good palm to bring a grip on a ball to hold on. Okay, so with using that, you can ball it well, you can bat it well in the game of cricket, if I would say. So it always help. You can see the example of the palm and the fingers. Okay, so both all five are not in a same shape, always they complement each other. In the similar manner, the team with the highly skilled team with the different domain and different expertise complement each other to speed up the entire game. So Prerna, do you want to add something over here? the importance of this self-organizing and cross-functional from this slide.
Yes, Gaurav. The same thing which we discussed and we want to highlight in this topic is that we need to understand how this team functions. We need to understand the mindset of this team, that this team by itself do not need any kind of micromanagement or constant supervision, because first of all they're aligned with the agile values and agile motto. They know why they are in this setup. They're aware what is the expectations from them and their responsibilities. So the overall understanding of this team and the individual is quite different. They know they have to contribute in such a manner that it ultimately results in delivery, in customer satisfaction and things like that. So yes, I would request you to understand this mindset of the team, how they operate, and how they grow and how they contribute to the overall sprint goal achievement or overall team goal as an agile team. So I think, Gaurav, we have spoken enough on this, so we can definitely move ahead. Yeah. Thank you. Over to
Thank you
you,
so
Gaurav.
much. Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Prerna. Yes, we are trying to sink in this topic to you. That is about cross-functional team. Now understand how will it look like when it becomes the functional. Only one team, business analyst or system analyst, will. Do you think they can come together and they can deliver project? Only business analyst? If they come together, take the ownership of project, do you think can be successfully delivered?
No.
No. Do you think the testers come together and can test the entire project and deliver without making it happen without any documentation or design?
No.
No.
No. And the similar manner, if only developer designs it and don't get the help to get it certified and don't even understand the documentation, do you think they can deliver it all alone?
No.
Answer is
No.
again no. Yes, it is a big no. So what happens then? Every single person with this expert is picked up together, uh, brought together, and installed together, are given a goal to achieve together, and that forms a cross-functional team. Okay, from the various functions and the various power, and that forms a complete scrum development team that becomes the self-organizing highly motivated team. And don't you think together, if they come, they can plan it well, they can design it well, they can certify it well, and they can deliver it well when they come together? Do you think so it is possible?
Yes.
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 Yes, it is
Yes.
going to possible. That's what this history has said, and that's reason it becomes very, very, and very important and vital to have this cross-functional team as a part of Scrum. Any question till now here, girls, to you? Do you understand the entire concept and the fundamental of being a cross-functional, highly motivated, highly skilled, self-organizing team?
Yes. Yes. It's more
Yes.
clear now.
Yeah, thank you so much, thank you so much. And everyone can talk yes if you find clear. Thank you so much for your answer. Let's move further. When you have understood what happens in the sprint planning, when you have understood what exactly happens in daily scrum, and when you have understood what exactly undergo when you review it in front of customer, where customer gets ready to accept your work, and then when sprint is over, you retrospect it, you decide what should uh, improve further in the next sprint. But in the sprint planning itself, how do you estimate that? Okay, so this evening I'll be releasing two videos. One is the recording of this particular video will be floated, and you can go back and listen to this. And also you will understand one element of today's discussion that is going to happen in some time after this slide. So that so one element of that recording also you will be able to hear. So This is one thing which will be covered, and other part which will be released, that will not be covered. But yes, I will notify that I'll be talking about it in a total different video. So let me reshare my screen in front of you, and now we are progressing towards the estimation and planning. Okay, so I will talk about, there are various way to estimate and plan. The very first thing is called as the you see here the various different techniques. One is called as t-shirt sizing, one is called as story pointing, another is in hours. Okay, so pointing system. So whenever you see the pointing system, so every epic or every user story are given some user story point. How user story points are given? User story point becomes the unit of estimation, and that always follow Fibonacci series. How many of you understand Fibonacci series?
Sir, I understand the
I
Fibonacci
heard
series.
of Fibonacci series, but I don't remember now.
Sir, is
Okay,
it like 1, 3, then 1 plus 3, 4, then 5, then
exactly,
4?
Ah,
exactly,
got it.
rightly said.
Got it.
So
That's a
yeah,
Fibonacci series.
yes, Sneha, you rightly said that. So 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, and 3, and then 5. So rightly said by Sneha that previous number gets added to the current number, gives a new number. So this is how you identify a user story point to the one work. Okay, corresponding work. Say for example, there are 10 list of the work item. Okay, and you know that what is the average story point. So that comes from the past. In past, if you think that certain user story was given a reference of 5 user story point, now you will keep it into the center as a part of reference, and when a new feature is coming, now you decide whether it will take the higher story point towards the 3 or 2 or towards 8. Okay, so these are just a representation that how bigger the user story is or how smaller the user story is. When you consider this, there is another technique comes into this estimation, which is called as t-shirt sizing technique, which also defines the part of work as a small or medium or large or extra large. Why it comes? Because we have two things into our mind. One is absolute estimation, and we cannot give always as absolute estimation, because it is estimation. We will go with the relation and the relativity. Do you understand the relativity concept? That you can, one part that how big this task is, and relatively this will take more power or more time rather than the current reference point. Do you understand this thing, that what does it mean by the relativity? That by
Yes.
using one point, you can refer to another task, whether it will take the longer or smaller time. So that's the reason the relative estimation comes into the picture, and you give them the points the in the Fibonacci series, and this defines the velocity of the project as well and the sprint as well. Okay, so what exactly happened? How do you define the velocity? Sometime comes into the picture. So you have understood that for the velocity, I would say that what I have done, I have created one small video that I'll be releasing soon. So in today itself. So how you can identify a velocity, why it is used? It is used to understand the complete timeline of a sprint. Why you need to understand the timeline? Because you have been given some vision, while the complete project was planning from the customer. You define its roadmap, and then you define its release date, and you select that every single task when it can be iterated, and you discuss those entire thing in the daily stand up. Okay, And daily stand-up gives the power and gives the visibility to your daily work, and thereby the week is nothing but the sprint, 2 week sprint or 1 week sprint or a monthly sprint also gives you the clarity to the release date. And you know that if it is an ongoing project on a month basis together in the quarter, you understand the roadmap, you understand the complete project when it can be delivered. Okay, and with this, you know, with this clarity, you know what all kind of team member you need, whether they are technical architects are related, some DevOps people are needed, and these vision are stated back in the statement of work from the customer. Okay, and you are very much clear with the epic, the vision, that you break it down further in the various feature, and epics are getting broken down in the user stories, and then task, and then activities. Okay, when activities are clear, you also, when you are quoting through user story point, and whatever the estimation technique you are following, you also understand the capacity. And what you do when you give the story point, you also understand that at least 2 hours every single day I'm investing in discussing some work. Okay, you are going inside a different meeting. So do you understand that uh, for entire day you are contributing lesser than 8 hours at the work, because 2 hours or 3 hours you are also spending in meeting. Do you understand that this is what you need to also understand and realize as a part of Scrum team? Are you getting my point, that you will be involved every single day in some meeting or two?
Gaurav, I just want to add here
Yeah,
in respect of stand-up meetings. So there is a reason why these meetings are called stand-up meetings. That in this meeting you're supposed to stand. Okay, so nobody sits in you know, you can meet in a conference room or near your cubicles or your Scrum Master's desk, and everybody stands. And there are three typical questions which are like the highlights of this meeting. That simply means you have to discuss what you worked on yesterday or before 8 hours. What are you going to work today, and what you will be working, or in case you have any issues, roadblocks, impediments, doubts, you can discuss them in this forum. So the point of having these discussions or these meetings is very clarified in Scrum. That's the reason it is successful. That if you know, or if you have experienced, the typical meetings in any organizations are so time consuming. I mean, you are just sitting there for hours together, and only few people are talking, and you are not contributing. Still, you have to be a part of it, and it's more or less, it's really a waste of time from an angle. But in Scrum, it's just completely different. It's like it's a very intense meeting where you meet every morning or before you start your work with your Scrum Master and entire team. So in short, you get to know what everything is working on. Imagine we all are in a Scrum team. Every morning before starting work, we come together and we discuss, okay, I worked on this yesterday. Today I'm planning to work on this, and these are the issues I'm being faced. So there are a very high chances when you are sharing this, other person who have had experience those issues earlier can help you out with your issue. No, they can guide you to how to overcome or how to resolve them. Also, in many scenarios, what happens, if we are, as we mentioned, it's a cross skill team. You have your development team, developers, testers, everybody together. So when a developer gives an update on something of his work that he has completed, he or she has completed, then a tester knows the direction where he has to go. Okay, if the development team has worked on it, let me go ahead and finish this kind of test cases, or let me go ahead and complete my this work, so we should be in line with the project goal, or we should be able to achieve a project goal. So it's like everybody's aware of what you're doing, and what the team is working on, and what is the pace and how we are going. So this is one of the important reason why stand-up meetings are so popular and they are so helpful, because they are not like any other time-consuming meeting. As you're standing, see guys, try to understand. If you stand, you can't be there for like more than particular set of time, like 15 minutes odd. It's a great time to have this meeting. After that, your legs are obviously going to start paining and you are like, what am I doing here, right? So basically the entire motive of these meeting is to be in a in a sync with other team members and share the update as quickly and as briefly with accurate details as possible. So it's one of the very important ceremonies. It can be a favorite interview question if the interviewer is in completely agile mode. So that is why I wanted to highlight this part. Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. Just an input on this. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank
Please
you
go
so
ahead.
much, Prerna, for adding. So understand this daily scrum, as Prerna rightly mentioned, stand up means stand up. Okay, why you should know now? Because things are moving towards in person work as well. Okay, somewhere, and people where people are still working remotely, you cannot stand up, then you can switch on your camera at least. So that is one thing, that's the substitute how people are taking it up when it comes to stand up, because you should be visible. Okay, at least if you can't stand up. Apart from this, in stand up meetings we decide few things, like what impediments scrum master want to remove. That could be with some discussion or some features you need to be discussed, or it requires some explanation from BA's end or testers end or dev ends. So those meetings are also important, and that's the reason you identify that at least 8 hours cannot be the productive hours, so you understand that at least 6 hours or something. And that's where, when you understand that every single day, if I am contributing and considering my daily work or my leaves and my working hours, I can contribute it this much, and with continuous contribution I can deliver some feature in these many hours as a whole. So you always give, don't, I would suggest you, with my personal opinion, don't ever give estimate in the terms of days. Okay, it may happen someday you might have not worked. Okay, because it might have the complete day might have gone inside the town hall meeting or something. Okay, so if you have not worked and you have given estimate in the days, you are not able to complete. But when you give in terms of hours, you are filling a timesheet for every single hour how you have spent. So always give the estimate in terms of hours, always. That comes from the capacity. Okay, so understand this. Some okay, fine. So let's move next. So every user story will have the acceptance criteria. We are going to look at it because we have seen how user story, and we have briefly seen. Now understand about the vision. So vision, so if you will talk about the agile planning, you always need to understand one thing. That is, just give me a second, I forgot to add something to my laptop. Yeah, so what I was telling, that when you understand 5 elements of agile planning, so this is always from your vision. The Based on that, you will have the complete roadmap. Okay, so vision will tell you what, who, why, when, and the limitation and the assumption, the scope it will define. Okay, and then comes the when you have the vision clearly, it comes to the roadmap. Roadmap will be able to help you to understand the date, theme, feature, the objectives, the development approach, and release date and all. Okay, so you have now understood the vision, the roadmap. Then comes the release planning. So in the release planning, you find that how many iteration of a one release has to be there in a sprint. Okay, and you understand the team capacity, for how many long hours the team can contribute in one feature development, and or one story completion, how to prioritize it, what is the size of a certain story, and how you have estimated is, because you have the clarity about the every single definition of done. Okay, and When you have understood the vision, release, roadmap, and release planning, then it comes into the picture is the iteration planning as well, where stories turned into tasks and activities are very much clear with what to be achieved with the user story and with the acceptance criteria. You have the clear definition of done in front of you, because you know what level of effort and commitment is undergoing, and whether it is getting followed or not, that you discuss in every single day in the daily scrum. So understand the 5 levels are vision, roadmap, planning, release planning, iteration planning, and daily scrum planning. Okay, so now here in this slide, you understand that how a vision can be captured. There is a format you can see over here. So you need to understand few things: that for whom you are working, who will be working, what product you will be working upon, and what category it will be, what will be the key benefit of it, and what will be the competitive market of it, and how it will outstand. So the simplest way to capture a vision is to use the elevator pitch format from Geoffrey Moore's template from Crossing the Chasm. So this is the format. You can take a screenshot. Here it is clearly mentioned for target customer. So who want you to target? Say for example, you are coming up with the one thing, say for example, toothpaste for the kids, and that to be in between 5 to 12, not for them. So you are very much clear whose statement of the need or priority. So because in this age, the teeth are growing, okay, the teeth are taking a different shape, or they are regenerating. So you have clear picture that this opportunity, or for whom, the product name that you can identify, and you understand. You can mention it that preteen paste, something like that. I'm just thinking aloud and sharing that with you. That key benefit, how does it benefit? So it nurtures the gums, and it gives the more strength and power to regenerate those teeth. And then another compelling reason to buy, and in this age, being it quite tender, every parents want this, should be a smooth regeneration of those teeth, and that's the reason it is recommended. It becomes the compelling, exactly, I need it. Unlike the primary competitive alternative, here you can just put some name of some brand like Prudent or Pepsodent or Colgate. Our product statement of primary differentiation, so none of them has thought of the preteen paste, and from where this product has come. So you have clearly defined it, the vision, what you are going to launch, and on what you are going to work upon. Do you understand, everyone, whatever I have said so far, but just small example of a product and how the vision is stated?
Yes.
Okay, everyone, yes, or just these two?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Okay, let's move further into more details. Okay, so here you understand, once you have understood how vision is captured, this is the way the roadmap. So with the vision published and accepted by all, the roadmap will serve as the next building block to ensure alignment to the original vision. This roadmap is meant to be used as a tool to organize high level piece of the product. These can be business feature and or architectural component that must be understood in terms of their value and dependency. Understand now that roadmap has to be visible, very, very clear. That gives you the clarity towards more releases and more things you have planned. Okay, so I'll be covering next release. But when you understand this roadmap, you can use MS Project as a tool, or MS Smartsheet. You can take a note of it. So when you can decide a timeline, okay, by using these tools, and there you will have the clear cut picture that when a feature or a sprint is planned to be delivered. Okay, so this is what the roadmap is for the bringing clarity into your delivery. It is used to expand the complete timeline. Okay, do you have any question till now to understand the roadmap, what exactly roadmap is? So what do you see that where we are heading, you are getting to know. Okay, and where you have to head, that you have already planned in the kickoff meeting of sprint. Do you have any question, girls? Okay, so I take it as no. So understand, in the roadmap you establish the release planning as well. So so this is the one of the example of the release management cycle. In this picture you can see that how every single dates are planned and scheduled, and you understand it is under control, and so that you can test all the feature, because testing gets the sometime time crunch, because we need to deploy that as well. If you understand from this, you continue to manage it well and plan it well, and again schedule it well, and it is always under control. So instead of writing detailed requirement for the entire roadmap, this next level of planning only focuses on the upcoming release, which corresponds to a quarter or whatever dimension used in your roadmap. The goal of the release is a produce a backlog of work that is represented by a list of user story that are estimated, prioritized, and ordered. Have you seen that? How did we estimated it, prioritized it, and reorder it using the estimation technique? Just I'll be getting more in detail of the estimation technique, but I have just named a few, like t-shirt sizing technique or user story pointing technique. Did you listen to that, everyone? Ruby, Radha,
Yes.
Disha, Prajakta, Sneha. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So after release, what comes into the picture is this iteration. So in the iteration, it is always presenting how one user story is completed and getting incremented, and that completes the sprint. Okay, one by one by one. And what did you follow every time, everywhere? You have followed certain things in every iteration. That story is there. You have defined it first, then you have planned it well, you tested it, it deployed it, it was accepted, and then you reviewed it as well once it is accepted. Okay, so an iterative approach simply means that the work is time boxed into a set length of time. This is what it has represented. Now in daily stand up, as Prerna has already told, that you are going to talk about 3 items, but we discuss the user story, and you can take a note of it, how user story is created. So this is a format. As a user, say for example, I always give you this example. When you visit a bank, okay, when you visit a bank, what happens? Either you go to a cashier or a tailor or a branch manager, depending upon the volume or the size of amount you want to withdraw from there. Okay, so now these people, just now I have named, will have the access to your bank account and your details. Do you agree with this? These 3 people I have, these 3 position in a bank just now I named. Do you agree with this? Okay, thank you so much. So what is going to happen if the person is going to withdraw that amount for you and hand over to you? So what is going to happen? There will be a 3 user story on a cash withdrawal. As a branch manager, I can withdraw account holders money from his bank account or her bank account, so that I can give it to the customer directly and update the system further. Okay, that is one case that branch manager do. Again, the same thing can be repeated by whom? Tailor and cashier. So as a cashier, I can withdraw my customer's account and I can hand over the money to her, and I can update the system as well. Now the same thing will follow for tailor too. Once followed for cashier. As a tailor, I can withdraw certain amount for my customer so that I can hand it over to her. I can hand over to her and can update the system. Did you follow? One activity can be performed by three different user, and that user story, the three different user story for one feature can be written. Do you follow this, everyone? There is a one feature, one
Yes.
requirement, and it has been broken down thrice, and every single user story will be having the acceptance criteria. And this is the way to write acceptance criteria as well, given initial context, when the event occurs, and then ensure one outcomes. So given customer demands, uh, the customer demands the withdrawal, when he fills the withdrawal slip, then I should be able to check the account balance and give it to the customer from the remaining balance if it is correct. So there are multiple things goes under that acceptance criteria, whether you have checked this all or not, against which you can check the stories is working or not. So this is how every user story will be written in this format, and below that user story in the comment you will have the acceptance criteria. But remember, not all the company works in the similar manner, not all the company follow the same format. It varies company to company as well. So because you have understood the user story, now let's understand the last point, that is the estimation. By the way, are you all following me? Everyone is
Yes.
here?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. So now we have just now talked about story sizing technique. Here you see the few technique is called, which we did not cover, is a poker planning meeting. In poker planning meeting, again you will have the 1 to 100 complexity defined. Okay, these are means a deck of the cards. Okay, you pull it out, one feature is nominated, and against that you need to vote based on your experience, or one reference user story will be kept over there. Whatever the number you want to give for that card you throw for every single feature that comes under the poker planning meeting. Say for example, three people are there, three business analysts are there, and they are throwing the card from the poker, uh, and those are different. So how do we run on a conclusion? We simply take a average of it, and we conclude the average, and we define a estimation for that particular that particular user story or feature. Okay, t-shirt sizing technique I have told you already. It defines whether the feature you think is small, or large, or extra large, or extra small, or something like that. Dot voting will have sticky notes, and the more dots will define that how crucial and critical and high priority task it is, and how much time it will take. So in below the user story sticky notes on the Kanban board, you can go ahead, and if you are discussing for before that, you can go ahead and you can put the dot. What do you think it will take time in your board? Okay, Delphi is experience based on the uh, previous experience. You can decide that this feature which has been discussed in this meeting estimation technique, how long it will take, and from that experience you can talk about your approach, that how you think that how long it will take, and with experience you're talking, that is called as Delphi technique. Okay, do you have any question till here?
No.
Okay,
No.
so Prajakta,
No.
Radha, Sneha, Pamita, and Disha, and Ruby, and Sharda, and Sneha, everyone else, I want you to go through again this video, okay? Because this is going to be very helpful, and the second time when you will repeat it, you will find that things have been simplified. Also learn more detail about how to identify the velocity that I have explained in one of the video that I'll be releasing, and that I'll be posting in the candidate group. I'm not sure if you are not there on candidate group. Anyways, I'm going to post it in BAQA group as well. So yes, that is it, I think is enough for today. So Prerna, what do you think? Anything you want to add?
Yes, I think we are good to go today. Tomorrow there is Gudi Padwa in US as well. So I think let them have a good celebration with this all this knowledge of Agile as well. So yes, we really had a very interesting and in-depth session, Gaurav. If you ask me, you gave a lot of clarity on very important topics. So guys, just want to highlight, please rewatch this video once it is posted in YouTube channel. And if you have any doubts, please connect with us. We are very happy the way you are preparing videos. I can't name a single one of you, but you all are, doing your bits and pieces, sending recordings and preparing notes. And trust me, we really value that. It is so encouraging to see all this from your end. So yes, Gaurav, I think on this positive note, I think we can end this session for today. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So quickly, one word. So Apamita, what do you feel like saying? I know that the way you started very raw, and then you got into the very mature discussion. What do you feel like saying?
Very informative.
Okay, very informative. Pass on to someone you feel like.
Sneha.
Sneha, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you, Bhamita. Needs a little revision.
Revision. Okay, thank you, Sneha. Sneha, call out someone's name.
Radha.
Radha, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, informative, the information.
Okay, informative. Thank you. Radha, pass out to someone else. You see on
Prajakta.
Prajakta, what do you feel like saying?
It's more clear and informative.
More clear and informative. Call out someone's name on the screen.
Sharda.
Sharda, what do you feel like saying?
But the topics have been discussed, so need to be studied more.
Studied more. Okay, yeah. Call out someone's name on the screen. Disha, what do you feel like saying?
Very beneficial.
Very beneficial. Thank you, Disha. Call out someone's name.
Ruby.
Yes, Ruby. Ruby, what do you feel like saying?
This is very in-depth and very detailed.
Yeah, in-depth and detail. Yeah, call out someone's name on the screen. You see, Ruby.
Prerna.
Yes, Prerna. Once again, it came back to you.
Yes, so I would say very interesting and very important session today, and I really like the kind of questions we had during the session. So yeah, overall a super interesting session from my side. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gaurav.
Yeah, so keep going back and draw it immediately, whatever you have learned, even in mind map way. That will help you to boost your power to present it back in a summary manner. Ruby's recording was the last I received. I am going yet to go to that, and I'm very much clear over here. I want to share with you every single person's summary. I personally go through, review that, and give you feedback how you can do much more better. If you are not getting anything personally, it means whatever you are doing it, repeating that will enhance the more confidence and more authority into that. So continue to do that. So I'll be doing that. So yes, that's my message to you, that continue what you are doing. And if you have not started doing it, rolling out, if you have the intent to get place, come back with the summary. Okay, so far I have been enjoying the way Ruby is presenting. Radha and Sneha have really presented well in the past. And then Sharda's videos are there, quite impressive. Tejaswi's videos are there. So in this way you can sum up every single time. And rest, if you are not doing that, please do so. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish, if you are going to celebrate next day, wish you the celebration, and very, very good night. So yeah, take rest, relax, and show up the summary tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye bye, take care, good night.